Ladies and gentlemen, Real Madrid lose again, and this time against AC Milan in their own backyard. Genuine question, is Ancelotti now deserving of, well, something called a sack? And I also want to know whether if Mbappe made the right decision going to the Real Madrid. Actually, let me rephrase that. The Real Madrid made the right decision going for Mbappe, signing Mbappe? I'm pretty sure the answer on both of those is yes. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? First of all, I apologize for not doing content over the weekend, but I feel a little bit better now, particularly better now that Real Madrid has lost again. That's always giving me a good vibe, a good energy. So I'm getting back to where I need to be continuing doing content like I want to. And well, today I bring you this video. We're gonna discuss this defeat from Real Madrid, and I also want to talk a little bit about Viktor Gyökeres, who now and his Sporting, well, beat Manchester City, which is absolutely incredible. It really is quite surprising. But as I mentioned, first of all, we have to discuss this game between Real Madrid and AC Milan, in which, well, Fonseca's AC Milan did an incredible performance, had an incredible in defeating Real Madrid at home. I thought really that AC Milan coming into this game were looked as the underdogs. I always knew that they could have, something in the back to try and pull off. I never really thought that they could do it, but they did it. They did it here. They did it, and I think that they showed the way that you need to play to beat Real Madrid, and that way is always attacking from the very first minute. Whilst in the case of Real Madrid, there's still a lot of doubts. I have this tweet here in my head, just glued to my head, really. That is, the atmosphere in the training sessions is one of revenge. Real Madrid are looking at AC Milan with anger in their eyes. And, well, like Barca Spaces replies there's, revenge my ass. Exactly, that's pretty much why I think of the very same thing. It's like, where is this whole revenge that you're coming to, Ancelotti made 2 halftime substitutions. There's a lot of problems still going on with this team, and it clearly shows that he doesn't know the trajectory or how to come up with a solution to the problem of having too many superstars. And I think that's a huge problem right now for Ancelotti. He doesn't really have, I think, the tactical know-how. I think it's too much of a stretch to say, but maybe the idea of where to set up all of these players, or maybe he doesn't have the right selection of players. We're going to discuss that, to play the way that he wants to with this squad. And I think that's also where we're seeing a very big trouble for Real Madrid. You just don't seem to have all the puzzle pieces to make it work. It's like they're stuck somewhere. It doesn't really flow the way it needs to. So we're gonna start off discussing, but first I want to show you now the starting 11s of this game, because it was really, when you take a look at it, AC Milan are not that far away from Real Madrid. I mean, still they're far away, but it's like they got a good team. They line up with Mike Maignan, an amazing goalkeeper, amazing save. You could say easily man of the match. SofaScore gave him here an 8.9, which is absolutely crazy for a goalkeeper. He saved AC Milan plenty of times, and it looked like AC Milan weren't really having the possibility to, close the game out, and Maignan was always there. Their defense was Emerson Royal, ex-Barcelona, ex-Tottenham player. They went with Malik Thiaw, the German young center back, Fikayo Tomori, then Theo Hernandez, who's coming back to El Bernabeu. In the midfield, they went with Yunus Musa, Yusuf Fofana, and Tijani Reinders, which for me also, ojito, this player looked absolutely incredible in today's game. And then up top, they went with ex-Real Madrid player Alvaro Morata, Christian Pulisic, the Captain America, and Rafa Leao. Whilst Real Madrid lined up with Andre Lunin because Courtois is still injured. They went up with Lucas Vázquez on the right back, which is such a problem for them right now. Eder Militao, Antonio Rudiger, and Ferland Mendy. In the midfield, he went with the same lineup as El Clásico, which we saw Aurelien Tchouameni, Federico Valverde, Luka Modric, Jude Bellingham, and then up top Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. For me, this lineup, guys, is probably the strongest lineup you can put for Real Madrid at the moment. The only thing change potentially is Tchouameni or Modric for someone like Rodrigo, but even then, this lineup is just pretty good. It's probably the best lineup they can put out, for except Courtois and maybe Carvajal. If those two weren't injured, they will replace the players that are right now playing. But anyhow, Real Madrid is having a tremendous team. It's not like they need any excuses to, well, not be playing this bad. For me, the main thing really is that when you look at this lineup from Real Madrid and you look at El Clásico, they're the same thing. And I think to myself, if I'm a Real Madrid fan, I would say, hey, Ancelotti, how come we lose 4-0 against 4-1, 4-0, 4-1, 4, I don't even remember, 4-0 against Real Madrid, and then here in this game you don't make any substitutions? It's like it's the same strategy. You are telling me that there wasn't anything you saw that really we could improve? And if so, not even make a change? I think that's a very big question that some Real Madrid people should be asking themselves right now, because that is very worried that there is no transition, no evolution, no solution, no anything trying to fix what Real Madrid did in the Clásico. There's no way to change. But in the case of AC Milan, I think they did a very good thing. That was that they never really backed down. You know, they didn't do the same as Dortmund in the second half. They went out, they started the game attacking, very similar to Dortmund. I think they copied their strategy and it worked well. They scored 2 goals, I think, until they went into halftime with 2 goals. They went to halftime with 2-1, and then they continue improving and they never backed down. You know, they didn't back down, and even when they backed down, when they tracked a little bit back, you know, they put their lines closer together. They still were more attacking minded and never really just resorted to the counters. They kept very fast players up top. There was a tactical substitution, say exchange, where they shifted to a 4-4-2 instead of a 4-3-1 or a 4-3-3, and they played then with Leao and Tammy Abraham just as the 2 number 9s, and that's when the third goal came in. And let me tell you guys, I'm pretty surprised with what AC Milan managed to do in this game. And I'm pretty surprised, first of all, I want to talk about Rafael Leao, which is a player that is very much linked to Barcelona and very much linked to other clubs out there, because right now there doesn't seem to be the best relationship with the manager. But it doesn't matter really, because Leao in games like this, the quality just oozes out of him. He's such a tremendous player on the one-on-one. He plays with such, in Spanish you'd say, displicencia, which is this word that you just say, oh, it's so indifferent. You know, he doesn't really care about the game, but when he gets the ball, man, he makes something happen. It's complete match. One of those old school wingers that he can just, you know, grab the ball and do whatever he wants. He will go past every scene on the field if he has to, and he's capable of doing it. We saw it here. He was a headache for Federico Valverde and a headache for Lucas Vazquez, and I'm very much surprised that that's an area of the field that, well, Carlo Ancelotti tried to improve, but it's very much reactionary. It's like, okay, I'm gonna change this because Leao and Theo Hernandez are just killing me for the left-hand flank, for the right-hand flank. And you go, well, but that is something you could really just see before even the players enter the field. I mean, that's an area of the park that I would initially just say, okay, that's gonna be a problem. So I already start thinking about solutions, you know, even before the game even starts. And it's like Ancelotti didn't realize that. And I think that's some very worrying for Real Madrid, and particularly for the fans. I mean, how can you just be this reactionary? You're supposed to be the current holders of the Champions League. You need to act like it, not just be reacting to whatever the opponent puts into play. And I think that's a very worrying sign from this Real Madrid side. I want you to read right now the tweet that's under this face cam. I'm gonna try to translate it with you guys. So this is from La Cobra, a art streamer, and it says the following: for a month they sold us the idea that this Real Madrid was going to dominate football for years, that this sport was going to stop making sense. They lost against Lille, they lost against Milan, they do not beat Las Palmas, they did not beat Mallorca. The dance that this father gave him, Barcelona plays him into reality. That doesn't make any sense, but it basically means that, yeah, Barcelona smashed them to reality. But I think that tweet summarizes perfectly what is happening for them right now. I mean, you're talking about a team that is incapable of beating sides that, in terms of just basic players, like Lille and Milan in the Champions League are nowhere near Real Madrid. Milan is better than Lille, yeah, but they are, I mean, solid squads, but they shouldn't be touching Real Madrid. And not beating Las Palmas and Mallorca from the get-go is still very worrying sign. So I'm here with you. I think that something is wrong with the Real Madrid side, and we have already explained a little bit about it. And I think watching the first goal can shed a little bit of light into. So here is the first goal from AC Milan. This is a corner kick from Christian Pulisic onto the head of Malik Thiaw. I don't know how to say it. But you cannot see it perfectly from this angle. But he's between, I think, Tchouaméni and Eder Militao. He pushes barely Tchouaméni and he doesn't even need to jump. I mean, we're talking about Thiaw, look, number 28. He doesn't even jump, guys. He doesn't even jump to header the ball. Eder Militao, like, you need to just get yourself, put your body on the line there. And Tchouaméni, I mean, there's a little push you will see on other angles and other images maybe around in the internet where Thiaw just does a little touch, you know, to get a little bit of breathing room to head the ball in. But you need to move. Tchouaméni, you cannot be, you should not be moving there with a touch as soft as like that. You know, it's like he's asking permission to it, and you should say, of course, no. It was like, hey, here. have an open goal. That's not what should be happening. I'm really surprised this is happening with Real Madrid, and it's quite funny, to be honest, because these are mainly basic things you should be doing in football, and it's quite surprising. And I think we also need to start talking about that player then, Tchouaméni. Here in the second goal, in the second half of AC Milan as well, you can take a look at that that Tchouaméni just doesn't track back with Morata. Like, look at it. Christian Pulisic does an incredible run on the right-hand side, finds Tammy. That's Leao, actually. And then, look, he doesn't track Morata. Tchouaméni just stays in the middle of the park after Leao gets the ball. You see? Number 14, he just lets Morata go. He down tools. He's helpless. Tchouaméni, what the hell's happening to this player? I mean, he's never been, you know, the proper number 5 and CDM of you know, the right characteristics that we will tend to see in a CDM, you know? He always had someone partner next to him. Even in Monaco, you know, he was playing next to Fofana, which is right now at Milan, and he was never really just that guy. And I think that now it's getting quite exposed when Tchouaméni doesn't have someone like Casemiro, and I think it's an area of the field where they have been struggling really since Casemiro left. So it's not really that much of a surprise, I would say, that Tchouaméni is being this exposed in those defensive duties. I think he's very good with the ball progression, with the ball at his feet. He's very good even playing as a center back, you know, trying to distribute the ball out that way. But when it comes to, you know, defending and leaving those gaps and spaces in behind, he just has too many lapses of concentration, and it's very worrying for anyone out there. And when I say very worrying, I really do not care. I'm just trying to analyze it as indifferent as I can, you know, as unbiasedly as possible. But Tchouaméni, my goodness, that's quite a problem with it. And Morata, I think we need to start talking about, well, Morata here as well, because Morata, my goodness, this is a player who I very much, I think a lot of people undermine. But in my eyes, Morata is such a crucial player for whatever team that, like, even here right now, I think for Spain in the Euros and AC Milan, he was constantly tracked back, you know, helping the play start press. He was always that extra guy in the attack. Wherever you need, he has such mobility and such ethic to just run around the field and do whatever the team and the play demands him to do. And I think that's very honrado. That is something that, you know, you just want to say at the end when someone retires. I'm pretty sure, like, this is a guarantee. When Pulisic retires, he's gonna go to his crank and be like, hey, you know who I played with and he's very, very much an incredible player? Alvaro Morata, I told you. Alvaro Morata. Oh, what a guy. Such a team player. It's that sort of guy that you will never forget. And my goodness, I just want to give kudos to Morata because he had an incredible game, and being ex-Madridista and everything, my God, the way he celebrated that goal. He didn't have the best of times at Madrid, with Atletico or with Real Madrid, and let me tell you, he's living out of the dividends from it. Like, he won the Euros with an AC Milan, you know, that's even, he says he won the Euros while playing for Milan, and he didn't even had featured in a game yet. So, Morata, very interesting characteristical figure of football nowadays in Spain, and he gets, I think, a good reward. So yeah, Morata, good on you. And I just wanted to congratulate that. I wanted to congratulate him. I think this play also very much sums up the front three for Milan as well. I think Pulisic is having a tremendous season for AC Milan so far. He's become the cover star of an AC Milan project and team, even more so than Rafael Leao. I think that just the American star and golden boy, you can say, even though he's not that young anymore. But it's amazing what he's doing. So all American viewers out there, how much do you love Christian? Is he really that good of a player for you guys? Because I think he's actually up there with what he's showing up. And yeah, also I want to ask you, what would you do with Tchouaméni if you were Real Madrid? Would you sell him for the benefit of Barcelona and other teams in Spain? Or what would you? And another player that we saw very much in the Euros, and now we are seeing again, you know, playing in the biggest stage, and someone that just really made my jaw drop. You know, Rafael Leao, I was expect for him to do that, but not this guy, Tijani Reinders. I mean, Netherlands made a semifinals of the Euros without Frank de Jong in the midfield, and this guy carried pretty much that it. Did Reinders an incredible tournament then, and an incredible performance. Really, like, look at this ball that I'm gonna look at this pass. Look at that ball. Look at that ball. Look at that ball. Oh my god. That's insane. And then look at the movement and what he does for the final goal from Real Madrid. Look at this. This made my jaw drop. Look at the way he keeps the ball. The way he keeps the ball, you know, body and everything against Camavinga and Ceballos there, I think it is. Eder Militao, actually. Amazing from Reinders. Then Leao, burst of speed against Lucas Vázquez. And Reinders, again, you know, stop with the chest, boom. boom, with a knee, and then bang, past Lunin. What an incredible piece of a player. What an incredible piece of play. I'm very much surprised with Anna. And I just want to say kudos to Reinders. He genuinely, like I said, made my jaw drop. I was not expecting him to be playing at this level, and certainly I did not hear of him as much before his move to Milan from AS Alkmaar. So incredible stuff. I'm really surprised of this player, and very much surprised with this win for AC Milan. I keep saying I'm very much just, I wanted to talk about it because I'm very, very surprised. I'm out of words, really. I'm out of words with what Milan has been able to achieve here. And once again, they never back down. You know, they never back down. They never down tools. They always continue playing. They knew what they matters. They have already, AC Milan has what, 7 Champions League? 7 Champions League, I think they have. AC Milan has 7 Champions Leagues. Yeah, I was right. So 7 Champions Leagues. And it showed, you know, they continue fighting. They continue fighting. No matter how bad their squad is, always gonna be. Congratulations, Milan, because at the end, Real Madrid really did. They just didn't know what to do. They really didn't know what to do. And like I tell you, Ancelotti substituted in halftime. He took out Federico Valverde, which for him was his most important player. He literally has said that out loud. And taken out Tchouaméni to bring in Brahim Diaz and Camavinga. I mean, you just simply don't. You don't do that if you have any sort of idea or strategy of what you want to do with your team. I mean, look at how many subs Carleto. You made Camavinga in for Federico Valverde, Brahim Diaz for Tchouaméni, Ceballos for Modric, Rodrigo for Bellingham, and Fran Garcia for Mendy. We're talking about 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 substitutions, 7 counting. We're talking about 5 substitutions here, and none of them improved the team whatsoever. That's telling you someone that for me doesn't have a clear mind of how or what this team should be playing at and how to make that happen. So very worrying signs for Real Madrid now. They didn't play it in the weekend in La Liga, so that certainly is a little bit of a problem for them. But I mean, they're looking at this game with revenge apparently. And what revenge? I mean, you just got beaten and demolished 3-1 against Milan in your own stadium. I would be looking at yourself very deep. And now very quickly, guys, I just want to give my thoughts on, I haven't watched the game yet. I'm not gonna be, I'm gonna lie. Haven't watched the game yet, but I want to give my opinions on Sporting List beating Manchester 4-1. I'm gonna try to look for the highlights while I talk about this. And Viktor Gyökeres, and Ruben Amorim, they gave an absolute trump to Manchester City. That's incredible, particularly because you're talking about the new manager of Manchester United. Like, what the hell, dude? What the hell? Viktor Gyökeres is having a tremendous campaign already. He scored, 2 goals in this game? 1, 2... He scored a hat-trick, actually. What? He scored a hat-trick? Oh my god, I want to see the goals now. Let's try to see the goals and hopefully copyright doesn't kill us. But Viktor Gyökeres, he's having a tremendous campaign on it. Like, I just wanna stand out on a plot. I think, could this be the guy? That's a question a lot of people are asking. People are saying, Barcelona, they need a new striker after. Could Viktor Gyökeres be the guy? You know, he's been linked to Man United, but just simply because the manager, ex-Sporting manager, probably the player is gonna be linked there. But you look at other players around there, and I think Gyökeres could be the guy. It seems like Deco has some sort of, contact with some, and maybe he can get this guy through, and let's just see a little bit of his goals today in today's game, because he was absolutely outstanding. So let's take a look. This is the first goal from Phil Foden, so let's quickly watch it.
Falta. Lo agarró la camiseta, para mí falta de Foden. Siga, dijo el árbitro, perdió el camponés, le dio Foden.
El arquero se la come ahí. I mean, that's 100% on the goal. Like, that shouldn't happen. That should not happen. That's the only goal Manchester City scored, and that comes fourth. Insane.
El próximo es un putar.
Okay, here now is the first goal from Gyökeres. Can somebody tell me how to pronounce his name on screen? Who is the center back there from Manchester City? I actually want to check that right now. Who is the center back? Because I have no idea who that is. That is Jamai Simpson Pussy. Oh my god, first of all, that last name. But he got devoured by Gyökeres. Like, come on. You cannot put an... How old is he? 19 years of age. You cannot put an 19-year-old center back against Gyökeres? I mean, what? You're mad, dude. You're crazy if you're... What? That's insane, dude.
Una más sencilla, uno presume, donde quiso ser un lírico y falló.
Bro, that's insane. What a finish. That's insane, bro. I mean, that finish, out of this world. Young, Haaland's still young, but earlier Haaland, sort of, the very similar to Lewandowski of old. My goodness, what a strike.
Jugada de salida.
Que lo empuja.
I got a name for you guys. Trincao. He
Sobre
gets
la
a penalty on
el
Guardiol.
árbitro.
Trincao. I mean, Trincao is playing well, huh? Barcelona still has some sort of right on him. Maybe they can strike a deal like that way, but who knows? Now let me put the goal. It's a penalty from Gyökeres.
Escandinavo contra el brasileño. Va a llegar Gyökeres. Gyökeres.
Okay, calma. That's a goal and a half right there. That's a pretty good goal, boys. That's a pretty good goal. But let's see the final one actually for the hat-trick from Gyökeres. Let's find. Where is it? It comes at the end of the game. Another penalty for Gyökeres. Let's take a look.
Al palo izquierdo fuerte.
What's the penalty?
Saca el brazo un poquito.
He can do it
Entregó un
soft.
segundo tiempo ideal al Sporting, que en 1 minuto y medio lo aprovechó, que después se defendió bien.
From Gyökeres. Hat-trick from Gyökeres. And let me tell you guys, for me, all I needed to watch is the first finish. The first finish, insane, bro. Absolutely insane first. My goodness, what a guy, what a player. I think him right now, probably Lautaro Martinez, which is on the same age group. Haaland definitely up there, but we were talking about pure goal scorers. Gyökeres and for me, Haaland are those two ones that I go, damn, this could be very much, strikers for a top team right now. I mean, Haaland already is for City, but Gyökeres, he can go easy club out there. So would you want him at Barcelona? I see that and I say yes, but Lewandowski, I mean, he's already 20? He's already 37, 30. So definitely some sort of exchange can happen. They say that Vitor Roque also is being linked to Sporting Lisbon, and maybe something can happen that way. I think that would be the best way of getting rid of Vitor Roque, also recouping some money on him and then paying a little bit more for Gyökeres. I think it makes, but my goodness, that first finish, guys, I'm gonna watch the full game now. I'm in love with that first finish. In absolute baller. He gets my seal of approval. Not that it matters that much. So guys, that's gonna be for me right now. Tomorrow Barcelona plays against Red Star. Great, we're gonna be there 100%. We're gonna do a live as well on bigup.com, so go check us out right there. And yeah, see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.